Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we will be diving into the world of timers in JavaScript. We'll explore how to use setTimeout and setInterval to control the timing of your code execution. If you haven't seen my previous video about local storage, make sure to check it out in the description below. We'll continue our journey in learning JavaScript. So let's get started. Okay, open our code and first let's talk about setTimeout. This function allows you to execute a function after a specified delay. It's great for when you need to delay an action by a few milliseconds or seconds. Let's create a simple example. We'll create new function and call this function greet. It'll be a simple function and this function will be print hello world to our console. Let's use the method console log and add inside hello world. And now we can use in our setTimeout. This function takes two arguments. Function which we need to call end time. Let's add our greet function and also add 2000 milliseconds. And now let's look at the window. Let's open our console and like you see, here's our world. But let's try to update our page. As you can see, our function was called with a delay. And now let's look at this code more details. In this example, we defined a function greet that logs hello world to the console. By using setTimeout, we delay the execution of greet by 2 seconds. Next step, let's familiar with setInterval. This function is similar to setTimeout, but instead of exaggerating a function, once after a delay it executes the function repeatedly at specified intervals. Let's create a simple example. We'll create new function and call this function count seconds. Okay, and inside our function we'll create variable with seconds. Default value will be 0 and now we'll be using setInterval and our setInterval will be income our second all time when it will be work at 1 second. Like you see, it looks the same like setInterval, but this time we create a callback inside setInterval. But it doesn't necessarily. You can create one more function and using this function inside setInterval like we did inside setTimeout with greet. Okay, and now, like I said, will be income our seconds all time. And also let's print our second. We can add some text like seconds passed and connect our variable here. Okay, and let's call this function because it won't be work if we don't call our function. And now let's look at the window. Like you see, our timer works and all seconds our value is changing. And now let's look at this code more details. In this code we define a function count seconds and that we increments and logs the number of seconds passed using setInterval. We call this function every seconds. Now let's look at how to stop these timers using clearTimeout and clearInterval. Let's copy this code and paste here and comment our interval. And now we need to create ID for our timer. To create ID we need to create variable and assign this variable our timer. Let's call our variable timeout ID. And now we can use this variable inside function clearTimeout. Let's call this method and add name our variable. And now let's look at the window. Like you see, our console don't print any text, but let's try to delete our clearTimeout. And let's open our browser again, and like you see, here's our hello world. But we're using this function very rarely because our setTimeout work only one time. And now let's try do the same for our interval. Copy this code and paste below. First remove our comments, and now let's do the same for our setInterval. We again need to create new ID, and we can call this ID setInterval ID. Okay, and now we can use this variable inside clearInterval method. Add this variable, but it'll be very boring. Let's create some condition. If our seconds equal 5, stop our interval and print inside console something like 5 seconds finished. Okay, and now let's look at the window. Like you see, our interval works, but I made mistake because we need to create condition inside our setInterval. Because if we'll be using condition inside our function, our condition will work only one time when our seconds will be 0. Let's try again, and like you see, now everything works okay. Today we covered setTimeout for delaying actions, setInterval for repeating actions, and how to use clearTimeout and clearInterval to stop these timers. If you found this video helpful, please give it thumbs up, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe for more tutorials. Remember to check out the description for a link to my previous video about local storage. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.